Good morning. We'll continue again with the topic tenses. In the previous class, we covered few points regarding tenses. Now, in this section, we'll discuss more points regarding tenses. Now, suppose some action is going on continuously in the past time. Now, just in between, some action happens. With this, we'll use simple past tense, and with this, we'll use past continuous action. For example, we can say, I was sleeping in my room when my brother came. Now, was sleeping is a past continuous action. That means one action was continuously going on in the past time, and in that another action happens, and that was the coming of the brother. So brother actually came when this action was going on. That means when I was sleeping. So in between what happened? Brother came, and this will be joined with a connector. I hope I am clear. Moving on to the next point. Suppose we take two clauses. This means we will have to use two different tenses. Now over here what we will do is we will use the combination of perfect tenses joined by some connectors and the combination of indefinite or simple tenses. Now we all know there are three indefinite tenses. Similarly, there are three perfect tenses. Now the point is, if we take, or let us write on the structures. First of all, we'll start with simple present joined by some connector, then future perfect. The next one, past perfect plus connector plus simple past tense. And the third one, present perfect plus connector plus simple future tense. Now to understand this one, as I told earlier, that we will take three simple or indefinite tenses. So we have taken simple past, simple future and simple present tense. And we have again taken three perfect tenses, that is future perfect, past perfect and present perfect. So the whole idea is that we will get different sentences in which we'll get two clauses. One of them will be in indefinite tense and the other one will be in perfect tense. They will be joined by some connector. Now the important point to understand is that irrespective of the structure, whether we are using simple present initially and future perfect later on, that doesn't matter. We can even start our sentence with future perfect. But when we are taking these two tenses, the important thing is that with the first action, we will always use perfect tense. With the first action, we will use perfect tense. In all the three structures over here which we mentioned, there are two actions, and we always know that the clause having perfect with it over here, this one, the clause having a perfect tense will be the clause which shows that this action has happened earlier than the other. So these will be the structures for different sentences. Let us make things clear with some examples. Now the sentence over here is, I will go to playground. Now will go to playground. That means I have used will go. It's in simple future form. Now, as discussed earlier, with simple future form over here, we will use present perfect tense. So and it will be joined by a connector. So I will go to playground after over here is a connector. Now I have completed my work. So have completed we all know is present perfect tense. This means the action of completing of the homework will be the first action. This action will happen and after that the other action that is going to the playground will occur. We can put this sentence like this also. After I have completed my homework, comma, I will go to playground. But the important thing is we will use perfect tense with the action which finishes first, then the other action. Coming on to the second example, we can say my mother had cooked food before I reached home. Now, had cooked and reached before is a connector. Now, had cooked shows a past perfect form, whereas reached shows a simple past form. This means my mother had cooked food. This action happened earlier than the other action. That means by the time I reached home, the action of my mother having already cooked food occurred. That means my mother had already cooked food by the time I reached home. To put it in a form of a sentence, we will write it like this. My mother had cooked food before I reached home. Moving on to the next example. The match will have started. Now, will have started shows a future perfect form. Before we all know is a connector. Now, I reach the playground. Reach is a verb over here, which is in simple present form. This means that we have used simple present tense and future perfect tense with the help of a connector. So the right answer will be the match will have started before I reach the playground. Let us compare more examples. The first sentence is the train had left the station before I reached there. The second one is the teacher will have begun the lecture before I reach the classroom. Some more examples, then we will compare them. Okay. My mother will go to watch a movie after I have prepared my lesson. Now, coming on to the first example, that was the train had left the station before I reached there. Now, in this one, had left is given to us, which is in past perfect form, and reached is in simple past form. That means the action of the train leaving the station happened earlier than the action of reaching of I is concerned. So by the time I reached there, the train had already left the station. So we have used past perfect and we have used simple past tense in this statement. Coming on to the second one, the teacher will have begun the lecture. Now over here, will have begun is in future perfect form. And I reach is in simple present form. This means we have used a simple present tense and a future perfect tense. This shows that by the time I reach the classroom, the teacher, what he would have done? He will have begun the lecture. That means the lecture will have already begun or will begin by the time I reach the classroom. Coming on the third example, and that was my mother will go to watch a movie after I have prepared my lesson. Now in this one, will go is in simple future form and have prepared is in present perfect form joined by a connector. Over here before was a connector. Now my mother will go to watch a movie. We have used a simple future tense over here. That means she will go. And when she will go? After I have prepared my lesson. So we have used present perfect tense. That means the action of my preparing the lesson will happen earlier. Once that action will happen, only after that my mother she will go out to watch a movie. So in this way we can see that different tenses will be used, or we can say in a single statement at times two tenses will be provided to us. The whole idea is to identify those tenses and accordingly supply the correct tense. As discussed earlier, we will be given three perfect tenses joined by the connectors, and similarly we will be given three indefinite or three simple tenses. It can be present simple, past simple, or future simple. And similarly, it can be present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect tense. If we are taking simple present tense, with that we will use future perfect tense. Past always takes past, that's why with past perfect we will take simple past. And if we are taking future perfect tense, then we will take simple present. I hope I am clear to all. Thank you.